right, if council would please announce their names for the record.
Letitia Fowler with the Office of Public Defender.
Elaine Fusco, State Attorney's Office.
All right, thank you. All right. First case is Timothy Lafferty. Your name, please?
Timothy Walter Lafferty.
All right, Mr. Lafferty, you've got a set of charges here. Battery on a law enforcement officer, bond is $2,500. Resisting an officer with violence, bond $150. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Public defender is appointed, Division 12. Jeffrey Finley?
Yes.
All right, sir, you've got a charge of open container alcoholic beverage. On this case, is there any offer from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court cost.
All right, Mr. Finley, you don't have to accept that offer. If you do, you'd be adjudicated guilty, sentenced to 2 days Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served, and court costs $223 payable within a year.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You want to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then the plea is accepted. This is factual basis stated. There would be an adjudication, 2 days Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days, and court costs $223 payable within a year.
And Your Honor, was a PD appointed?
Not on this case. All right, next case is Danny Delacero. Delacia. All right, ma'am, you've got a charge here of trespass in dwelling after warning. There's a factual basis stated here. Do you want me to appoint the public defender?
Yes, sir.
Say again?
Yes, sir.
All right, so appointed. Now, is there any offer from the state on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court cost.
Take the offer.
Does not.
Does not, no.
All right. Public defender appointed, and move on. The bond is stayed. All right, next case is that of Stephen Sears. All right, Mr. Sears, you've got a charge, trespass on property after warning. Bond is $500. You didn't fill out the application for criminal indigent status. Is there an offer from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days with credit time served, court costs, no return to the scene of the trespass.
All right, sir. You can accept that plea. You don't have to. You can bond out for $500. You can have a trial.
Yeah, I accept it.
All right.
Okay.
Then there's a factual basis stated, so there would be an adjudication, 2 days, credit for 2 days, time served. Court, 270. Court costs $273, payable within a year, and no return to 3000 West Colonial Drive. To that 7-Eleven there. Next cases are Henderson James. All right, let's see. All right, he didn't come to court yesterday either. Public defender, know if you have any prior history of representation?
Yes, that's prior representation from the PD.
All right, public defender appointed.
I email and you're gonna reset them for tomorrow. What are we doing?
We're moving on.
Are you gonna do the bond or are you going to?
Let's see. The bond, in regard to the first case we have here, possession of paraphernalia, resisting without violence, and providing false information, and possession of methamphetamine. Bonds are $100 on counts 1 through 3, and $1,000 on count 4. Those bonds are stayed. And he's got Osceola County case. And the bonds on the Osceola County case are $2,500, $150, $100, $100. All right, next file is Edwin.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, is IA waived for him?
Yes.
Thank you.
Say again? Edwin Pagan. No?
That's not me. Wrong.
Are you refused also?
Okay. Now, all right, public defender appointed. And this has here Division TDW
Division 15.
15.
Are you gonna leave along the same?
Yes, lines are stayed.
Okay, the auto ball. Are you gonna say that too?
Yes.
3,500, no action on auto bond.
All right, next file is that of Ronald Van Rosario.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you've got a set of charges here. Petty theft with a prior conviction, $500, and 2 counts of battery at $100 bond on each. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
No, sir.
You said yes or no?
I can't afford a lawyer.
Well, you qualify for the public defender as lawyer,
Oh, of course, yeah.
all right? And public defender appointed, you qualify. And have here Division CRA. All right, next case is Alexis Reza de Vera.
He's Spanish.
Spanish, Your Honor. Only Spanish. Spanish.
Oh,
That go to court.
okay. Next case is that of Robert Klein.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you've got a warrant, 3 counts of failure to appear, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, discharging a firearm in public, and attempting to take a deer at night with a weapon in light. And since it's a failure to appear, you're in a no bond status at this time. Were you previously appointed the public defender?
Yes, sir.
No? All right, I have no affidavit. All right, can the public defender tell me if you have a prior history, representation?
Yes,
I have-
he does. He
He
does.
does.
All right, then I'll appoint the public defender once again, Division 15. All right, next case is Jeremiah Emilian.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you have, well, you're out on bond, which is stayed, and then you have a new case here involving possession of synthetic cannabinoids, bond $1,500. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Public defender is appointed, and that looks like Division 19.
Yes, sir.
Say he is not.
All right, next case is that of Christina Feliciano. Is that you, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Released on recognizance on a case, so that is stayed. And new charges, burglary of an occupied dwelling, bond $5,000. Grand theft, third degree from a dwelling or curtilage, bond $1,000, for a total of $6,000. You want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes. Yes.
Public defender appointed, Division 17. Next file is that of Adia Foster.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you've got a set of charges here. Resisting an officer without violence, bond $500. Fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, and there is no bond status on that. By Judge Clark, it looks like. And do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender appointed, Division 20.
Your Honor, did you set a bond for the fleeing charge?
Any input from the state?
Defer to the court's discretion.
And Your Honor, I just ask the court to take into consideration that she has absolutely no criminal history.
All right. I want to look at this again. All right. According to the paperwork here, there's a prior burglary of an occupied dwelling. That being the case, these new charges, that is armed burglary of an occupied dwelling and criminal mischief, the,
Judge, this is her case.
huh?
This is her case right here. The fleeing, she asked about the fleeing. She asked about a bond for the fleeing charge. Count two.
All right, what's the state's position on the Foster case and no bond on fleeing?
Defer to the court's discretion.
All right. Then the court at this time would set a bond in the amount of $5,000. Did we finish? Andre Francis?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Set of charges. First of all, you're out on bond, PPR, on burglary of an occupied dwelling. Then you've got New charges, armed burglary of an occupied dwelling, no bond, and criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000, no bond at this time, at this moment. You want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
The public defender.
All right, public defender appointed. That is Division 11. What's the state's position with respect to bond?
Your Honor, in this case, the victim, Mr. Callender, called the police, and at 1:40 a.m., a motion detector camera set off in his house, and he saw a male later identified as Andre Francis headed to the back of the house. And when he was in the backyard, he saw the defendant had broken screens to 3 of the windows and gained entry to his home and was in the kitchen gathering property that belonged to the residence. The victim was in fear of his life and the life of his roommates, began to fire shots. The defendant then fled the property and was later detained by law enforcement and then identified by victim Callender as the person who had broken into his home and taken his property. The victim Callender also provided law enforcement with video footage from multiple security cameras, and when law enforcement observed the video, it showed the defendant enter the property with a black semi-automatic handgun. 2 phones were found at the scene that did not belong to the residence, and search warrants are being obtained to examine those. A gun was also found in the area where the defendant was seen fleeing the property and has been placed into evidence, and it matched the gun seen in the video surveillance as the one being carried by the defendant in the footage. The state argues that there is proof evident or presumption great and that the defendant should be held with no bond.
And Your Honor, we defer the matter to the court in regards to the armed burglary charge, but we do ask the court to set a bond for the criminal mischief charge.
Well, bond on count 2, criminal mischief, would be set in the amount of $1,000. And on count 1, the armed burglary of an occupied dwelling, the bond would be set at no bond without prejudice to seek relief, and Division 11.
And the other bond, state or
The other bond is state.
state?
It's PTR. Next case is Michon Harrington.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a set of charges here: possession of controlled substance, bond $1,000; possession of drug paraphernalia, bond $100. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, public defender is appointed. That's Division 10. All right, Tio Holt.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a set of charges here: possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, bond $15,000; tampering with physical evidence, bond $1,000; possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a convenience store or bus stop, bond $10,000. And resisting an officer without violence, bond $500. I have no request for public defender. Does, if the public defender has prior history or representation?
I don't know of any prior representation.
Say again?
I don't know of any prior representation from PD office.
All right. Do they,
Ask him if he's gonna be his own attorney.
all right, we'll leave it at this at the present time as Division 17.
Your Honor, was a PD appointed? No?
No?
Okay.
I've got no application. And that's without prejudice, of course. All right, Juan Azario Ortiz.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a failure to appear warrant with no bond. And,
He previously has a public defender.
all right, you previously have the public defender appointed, Division 19. Next case is Andrea Key. Your name?
Andrea Key.
All right, ma'am, you've got a charge here of leaving the scene of an accident, crash with injuries. Your bond is $5,000. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes.
Public defender appointed, Division 15. Joel Lovett.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a charge here of lewd and lascivious exhibition of person over 17. You're in a no bond status at this moment. Do you want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, sir.
Public defender appointed, Division 14.
Still no bond status, Judge?
At this moment, there's no bond.
Wait, hold on. Your Honor,
Yes?
in regards to this charge, I believe it is a second-degree felony. He would be entitled to bond.
All right, and the state's position in regard to bond?
We do have it filed as a F2, Your Honor, and I would defer to the court's discretion on bond.
All right, court would set bond in the amount of $5,000. And again, public defender appointed, Division 14. Javier Medina.
Yes, Judge.
Sir, you've got a charge here of petty theft and a third and subsequent offense. Bond is presently $5,000. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
Public Defender appointed, Division 16. All right, Angel Oquendo Malero.
It's Spanish, Your Honor.
Spanish. All right, Josiah Parrish. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, a couple of charges here. Battery on an officer or firefighter and so forth. That's one case, and your bond on that is $2,500. And then several charges here. Loitering or prowling, bond $100. Disorderly conduct, brawling or fighting, bond $100. And resisting or obstructing an officer without violence, bond $500. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, public defender appointed. And on the battery charge, it's Division 20, and the other is Division A. Travis Riggett.
Yes.
Sir, you've got a case here involving a charge of uttering a forged check. Do you want me to appoint, your bond is $1,000. You want me to appoint a lawyer?
Yes.
Public defender appointed, Division 11. All right, Ryan Renfrew.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. All right, sir, a set of charges here: possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of the convenience store or bus stop. The bond was erroneously set at $5,000. That should be $10,000. Possession of heroin, bond $150. Possession of cannabis, bond $100. And possession of paraphernalia, bond $100. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Oh, yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Public defender appointed, Division 19. Wilfredo Rosario.
Yes.
Sir, you've got a set of charges here, 2 counts of failure of a defendant to appear in court as required. Like I say, there's 2 counts of that. And I have no application for criminal indigent status. All right. I'm advised that public defender was previously appointed. That's Division 12, and the appointment remains in effect. All right, next case is that of Latavius Shepherd. All right. Reset. All right, John Szymanski.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you've got a charge here or a warrant for failure to appear on a grand theft case. You're in a no bond status at this time. Do you have a lawyer? All right, public defender remains appointed, Division 19.
My attorney says I can speak to you about the bond situation. I have a question about it.
Yes.
There was initially not a bond put on this charge. It was an ROR, and the FTA, it was supposed to be quashed because I was in the hospital, and they wrote a letter to the court, and it was initially quashed, and I don't know why it's coming up active. So is there anything I can do, like to post a bond or something, since I never received the bond?
Check and see.
I was in Altamont Hospital.
History, as to whether it was,
His attorney filed a motion on the 28th. With a notice of hearing set for November 6th, but it doesn't show what happened on November 6th. State, do you show anything on your system?
I just see the motion to quash on the November 6th.
That's all we have.
do we know what the motion
So there's no way I can get a bond on it. Okay. All right.
Done. All right, next file is that of Brianne Watkins.
Yes, sir.
Let me have a warrant here because it says you failed to appear at a trial management conference November 20th. At this moment, you're in a no bond status, and the public defender was previously appointed. All right, Robert Arce, or Arce?
RC.
Sir, you've got a charge here of urinating or defecating in public. Bond is $250. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you, sir?
Yes, I would like to know if the state has an offer.
All right, public defender appointed. Division A. Any input from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 5 days with credit time served, court cost.
Yes, I accept the offer, Judge.
All right, then the plea would be accepted. It'd be an adjudication. 5 days, Orange County Jail credit for 2 days, time served. Court costs, $273 payable within a year. Dakota Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you've got a charge of retail petty theft. Your bond is $250. You want me to appoint a lawyer for you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Public defender appointed, Division A. Randall Erdl? Sir, you've got a charge of petty theft, bond $250. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Sir, I would like to withdraw my application for the attorney and enter a guilty plea with explanation.
All right, state, have any input as to that request?
One second, Your Honor. We could offer adjudication of guilt, 7 days with credit time served, court cost, no return to the scene of the Walmart.
All right, and sir, any input?
No, sir, not at this time. I did what they said I did. I did not go out the door. He stopped me before I went through the threshold.
All right. And state's response to this request?
The offer as previous.
Well, as to the defense position,
We would just offer the 7 days with credit time served, court cost, no return to the scene of the Walmart.
all right, well, arguably, there's a factual basis, subject to argument, of course, but if you want to get it resolved today, there would be adjudication, 7 days, Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days, time served, court costs, and no return to this location. You can also have a lawyer appointed, you can have a trial, it's up to you.
That's fine.
What?
Well, I didn't understand you. I can't hear you.
He's gonna take the offer.
You accept the offer?
Yes.
All right. Then there would be a factual basis as stated in here in the affidavit. Adjudication, 7 days, Orange County Jail, credit for 2, court costs, $273 payable within a year, and no return to this store at 3101 West Princeton in Orange County. Tyler Grigsby?
Yeah.
Sir, you've got a charge of retail petty theft. Your bond is $500. You've filled out an application for criminal indigent status. However, you don't qualify for appointment of the public defender based on that information. And let's see. So your bond is $500 as stated, and that's Division A. All right, next file is that of Cornelis Hickson.
He refused, Your Honor.
All right, reset. Amanda Marrero. All right, ma'am, you've got a set of charges: resisting a merchant, bond $500, and petty theft, bond $250. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes.
Office of the Public Defender is appointed, Division A. All right, Anthony Perez.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Sir, you've got a set of charges here. Petty theft, bond $250. Resisting a merchant, bond $500. There's probable cause stated here. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you? Public Defender is appointed. That's Division A.
And state, you don't have an offer?
Not at this time, as it's enhanceable, and I think there may be some prior history out of state. Not sure.
Brandon Vanover. Your name, sir?
Yes, sir. Brandon Marquise Vanover.
All right. Sir, you've got a charge here of trespass on property after warning. You want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
They say I already had a public defender. I'm just waiting on an offer from the state.
Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you? All right, public defender appointed. The state have an offer.
Yes, Your Honor. Adjudication of guilt, 2 days, credit time served, court costs.
Yeah.
All right, I would, if that plea is accepted, I would impose
If I could add, Your Honor, no return to the scene of the trespass.
all right. Then there would be an adjudication, 2 days, credit for time served, and court costs, $323 payable within 1 year.
That's it.
Carlos Martinez Galendez.
Fair enough.
Sir, you've got a Hillsborough County warrant, and let's see, you've got a $250 bond on counts 1, 2, and 3. No bond on counts 4 and 5. Let's see. Criminal mischief, $250. Petty theft, bond $250. Aggravated stalking, no bond. And threat against a public servant, no bond. So you'll be transported to Hillsborough County to answer to the charges there. We can't do that here. All right, that's all I have for the moment. How long do council request?
45 minutes, Your Honor?
All right, 5 minutes till 11. All right, and once again, if council would please announce their names for the record.
Letitia Follow, the Office of Public Defender.
Elaine Fusco, State Attorney's Office.
All right, thank you. All right, the first case I have is that of Jonathan Belcher. Your name, sir?
Jonathan Belcher?
All right, sir. You've got a case here involving attempted burglary of a conveyance. Bond is set at $1,000. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, please.
All right, Office of the Public Defender is appointed. That's Division 11.
So do I just do 10% of this? All right.
All right, Jadarius Boykin.
Yes.
Sir, you've got a set of charges here. Possession of cocaine, bond $1,000. Trespass in a conveyance, bond $500. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
No.
Sir?
No.
All right, so you're going to represent yourself? or how-
Oh, no. Okay. Yes.
All right, you qualify for the public defender. That appointment is hereby made, and that's Division 17. Luis Delgado? Say again?
Medical.
All right, reset. All right, Tina Hussein?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, we've got a set of charges here. Possession of methamphetamine, bond $1,000. Possession of drug paraphernalia, bond $100. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, public defender appointed, Division 12. Pierre Louis Cheques.
Mental health, Your Honor.
All right, reset. All right, Gregorio Salazar.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a set of charges, grand theft, third degree of motor vehicle, and we'll discuss bond in a moment. Aggravated fleeing or looting with injury or damage, leaving the scene of a crash with injuries, resisting an officer without violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal mischief, more than $200, less than $1,000. Aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer with motor vehicle. Now, let's discuss bonds. First, I'll go to the state and then then the defense.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the only one that's filed as a F1 is count 7, aggravated battery on a Leo with a motor vehicle, but it's not a PBL. So the bond could be set at the court's discretion.
All right. And defense?
Your Honor, we request for the fleeing and eluding charge to be set at $2,500. resisting officer without violence to be set at 500, possession of drug paraphernalia to be set at 500, criminal mischief to be set at 1,000, and for the aggravated battery, we leave it to the court's discretion.
I need to look at one thing here again. All right, with respect to count 7, the ag battery on Leo, the bond would be set at $10,000, and on the counts 1 through 6, there would be a bond set in the amount of $100 on each count. William Walters?
Yes,
Did
Your
you,
Honor.
sir? All right, sir, you've got a charge here of criminal mischief on which the bond was set at $1,000. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, public defender appointed in regard to your case, Division 14. All right, next case is Anthony Hawk. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a charge here of driving while license suspended or revoked knowingly. Bond is set at $500. You didn't fill out the application for criminal indigent status. Public defender have prior representation?
Yes, prior, yes.
Yes.
All right. Public defender would be appointed at this time, Division A, it says.
Okay, what just happened?
All right, next case is Travis Payne. All right. David Santiago. Nicole Blankenship. Is that you, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right, you've got a set of charges here. Resisting an officer without violence, bond $500. Trespass in an unoccupied conveyance, bond $250. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes.
Office of the Public Defender is appointed. Division A.
And Your Honor, will the court consider placing her on PTR if she's able to verify her community ties and address?
You can say that bond or PTR, we need additional information from her.
I
We
could,
need additional information from her. If you could set a bond in the alternative to PTR.
all right. Without prejudice to PTR if she qualifies. So the bond will be set as, at this time, as stated on the arrest affidavit. Bond $500 count one, $250 count two, and subject to revision upon qualifying. All right, Connor Brown.
He bonded, Your Honor.
All right. Latoya Gullins,
Mental health.
reset. Trespass on property after warning, Derek Marslock,
Mental health.
reset. Delon Reed.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you got a charge of trespass on property after warning, bond $500, possession of cannabis, a bond $500. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
Yes, sir.
Public defender's appointed, and says Division A. All right, Austin Thornton.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you've got a charge of trespass. Your bond is $500. I have no request for appointment of a lawyer.
Yeah. I was just coming down here to visit my my daughter and her mother or whatnot for my birthday.
Your Honor, you qualify for PTR.
Oh, what happened?
PTR? All right, PTR ordered this time.